Not one, not two, maybe three. Is it four? Nope. 5 levels of progression. Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we are headed back to the world of Eternum. That's right, New World Dev Diary 5 is now out, and the devs break down progression and crafting, and that is what we're going to be discussing here today. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Here at Action RPG, I stream, I do tech reviews, I cover major gaming news, but the big portion of this channel, all things action RPG. So if you grew up loving the Diablo series, if you're a fan of top-down isometric hack and slash style games, you are in the right place. So please consider subscribing and supporting smaller channels. All right, let's break down this Dev Diary number 5. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Here we go. All right. So let's jump right into this. Right now I'm on MMORPG.com. This is an article written by Joseph Bradford. New World Dev Diary breaks down crafting progression. So what I'll do is I'll read for a few minutes. I will actually play the Dev Diary video 5 and then we will discuss it. Amazon Games recently published a new Dev Diary to YouTube talking about crafting and progression in New World. The video, which is about 5 minutes long, breaks down progression in crafting, taking you from the early crafter to potentially becoming the best crafter in the game, in the land. The video breaks down progression, talking specifically about how to level up a character, stating that every action you take in New World will benefit your character. Weapon progression, trade skill, and more. Every action you take improves your proficiency in that area. I do like that. So like if you just want to be like all swords or whatever weapon is your specialty, you can really like hone in on that. Territory standing is an interesting one, as you gain experience in the progression path simply by playing in a certain territory. Doing so will unlock bonuses such as increased experience and housing. So if you have your house in a certain area, you continue to farm that area, you'll get bonuses and it'll improve your house. Crafters can also create massively improved and powerful weapons and items for players, imbuing them with special qualities. New World lead UX designer Dan Henuber even states that you can become the best craftsman on the server. Between perks, gems, and crafting skill families, you have massive amounts of control over your crafts. Depending on the time you want to spend in it, you can become the best craftsman on the server. Very, very cool. I like that. Let me play this 5-minute Dev Diary for you, which breaks down progression and crafting. And then I will be back and we will discuss it. Enjoy.
New World has 5 progression systems that all work together.
Every action that you take in New World has a reward to it.
The most basic form of player progression is leveling your character. Every time you level up, you get points to put into your attributes.
Second one is weapon mastery. The more I use my weapon, the better I get with that weapon. I can assign points to give me weapon abilities. The third one is our trade skill progression.
Whether I'm a gatherer or I'm a blacksmith, the more I do that thing, the better at it I get.
The fourth one is territory standing.
Just by playing in a territory, you'll gain territory standing, which gives you access to bonuses like increased experience, reduced fees, and houses.
Then the fifth one is factions.
You join a faction at some point in the game if you want to experience the PvP side. As you do faction missions, you gain faction reputation.
That enables me to get better gear and goods from the faction, which is very cool gear.
So there's a lot of different ways you get to experience the world of Eternum, and these are just the first ones that you'll get to taste.
You
really wanted to have a deep crafting system in New World. Everything in the game supports it in one way or another.
As you craft in New World, you become stronger and stronger in crafting.
And when it comes time to craft a sword, you're going to start out just being happy to get something slightly better than the basic sword.
One of the things you eventually can do is add perks to the weapons.
And those different reagents come from the different gathering skills. So expert gatherers will be a source of these rare resources that craftsmen need to craft these special perks onto their items.
These bonuses can range from increased damage, reduced weight, or even imbuing the weapon with elemental power.
There are several ingredients that you can use that sort of push the direction of like what perks you're going to roll.
Later on, perks are going to be things like the sword deals extra fire damage and actually is emitting fire as you wield it.
Weapons can also have gem slots, and you can take gems that you find out in the world and slot them into the weapon to add even more additional effects.
Crafting weapons and armor gives you an outlet to where if I'm not finding drops, but I do discover a recipe, I can try to craft items that really suit my playstyle and are very unique.
Between perks, gems, and the crafting skill families, you have massive amounts of control over your crafts. Depending on the time you want to spend in it, you can become the best craftsman on the server.
Our trade skill system features endless progression. As you create things, you get experience points that give you levels, and you can level forever.
When you start to pursue a crafting trade skill, you'll start as a total novice. You'll begin by crafting the most basic of things. For an armorer, it'll be boots. For a weaponsmith, it'll be a basic iron longsword. As you improve, you'll unlock more recipes, and the recipes will begin to have higher quality outcomes. In general, the things that you're crafting are better than they were before.
We have a lot of different trade skills: armor smithing, weaponsmithing, cooking, and a whole bunch more. Let's say you're a level 10 armor smither. You can make an iron breastplate, which is pretty cool. If you're a level 40 armor smithing, you can maybe make a steel breastplate. Maybe if you're a level 100, you can make a star metal breastplate, which of course requires you to have cooler and better ingredients. This is one of our many progression systems inside of New World.
Working on New World has been a crazy experience. I want players to fall in love with the art and the places that we've established.
I'm really hoping to expand the world, to create new and interesting spaces on the island that you haven't seen, with new dangers and new things to discover.
I hope people really enjoy the combat system, and I want people to experiment with it, create your own specializations, your own play styles.
Every type of player can find something that they enjoy doing, whether they want to be a crafter or an explorer or a war hero.
We think of the launch day for New World as day one. We plan to work with and listen to the players and just keep growing and growing the game.
There's so much to do in the world, but we want to continue adding more and more.
We just cannot wait to get everyone in the world playing the game.
Out of the 5 dev diaries that they have done for New World, I have to say, this one is my favorite. Now, I know crafting and progression systems probably don't seem super entertaining compared to combat and PvP and fighting and all that good stuff, but this one really breaks down a lot of the game. How you're going to progress, how crafting is going to work, how you can do literally only crafting if you want to try to be the best on the server. I actually have some friends that literally they only look for games where crafting is a focal point, which New World, you could make that for yourself. Now, there is one critique that I have, and it might not be a critique. I'm not in the beta, and I know there's thousands of people that have already played the game, but here, this is action RPG. I understand this game is not an action RPG, it's an MMO. That being said, I'm used to big skill trees and build diversity when it comes to passives and active skills, right? And if I decide to play New World, which I haven't decided yet if I could fit a full MMO in, I have till August 25th when this game drops. But if I play this game, I've already decided based upon covering all the dev diaries, watching all the gameplay, that I would want to be a sharpshooter. I think the musket looks good. I like the way the skill acts. I like the visuals. I think that would be fun. Now, they use sharpshooter as the example of this video for upgrading your weapons class, your second progression. Now, on here, under sharpshooter, there's only 15, I say circles, like 15 things you can click on to upgrade. It's probably like more ammo, more range, you know, smaller crosshairs, something along those lines. Now, 15 is not that many. So if you're talking about there's going to be a sharpshooter A, B, C, D, E, F, like I don't see that in this game. If you're a sharpshooter, pretty much all sharpshooters are going to be the same based upon this very pathetic skill tree for sharpshooter. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're going to be able to scroll up and down and there's going to be 50 different things. But right now, just per this shot right now, there's only 15 things to click on, which means all sharpshooters are going to be the same. Maybe that's not the case. I haven't played the game. But from what they explained right there and what I can see on the screen, that isn't good. Maybe it's different. I don't know. But I gotta say, I think Amazon Game Studios has done a really nice job breaking down New World for us over the 5 dev diaries and the beta. I've talked to multiple people that have played the game that said that they've already destroyed it because of PvP and all this different stuff. It's really early. The game hasn't even dropped yet. So if there's any MMO I'm gonna play, it's gonna be New World. Okay, that's the video today. What does everybody think? Crafting? Do you want to be the best crafter on the server, or do you want to go PvP? I don't know. Crafting's never really been my thing. Like, I would go PvP the entire time. But let me know what you think. Am I way off? Does sharpshooter look great? Is this totally big as far as a skill tree? Let me know in the comment section below. If you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, we're getting close to 140 members. Great conversations every single day. And if you're looking for a group of people to jump from game to game together so you never start alone, look no further. The link for the Discord is in the description below. That's it. Stay home, stay safe, join the Discord. Aaron.